logic, open. Just like if you've ever watched The Matrix, heard of The Matrix, you would have to go there to see this reality that I see in order to understand. But if you can't vibrate into the realm, penetrate your mind into understanding what can be going on in that mind, what is that mind seeing? You see, at the end of it, we can just say like this: I put the gasoline in the car, it went into the motor, and it did all these kinds of actions. What's going on inside this mind? What is operating the system? Who am I? Just making the choices? Oh, I want to pick this up. Oh, I want to pick this up. Thinking and creating the actions, the blueprints to everything is in my position. That is the blueprints to creation. Understanding every dot and every dash. Put a dot here, put a dash here. Now you start connecting the dots and the dashes, and you start understanding area, space, coordinate space. And because you're sitting in the void, you're going to create area space relevant to where you are. And there's also relevance to understanding that if there was a communication that we needed to have, how long would it take to get from point A to point B? If there was a crash period, what distance did something have to be, and what can possibly crash and take apart and put something together? Imagine if something goes through sound. Like if I throw this as I'm talking, is it going to interfere? No, if I had a million of them between here and the microphone and they were really condensed. So we have to understand the situation, how deep it actually goes for that situation needed, right? For that situation. For little kids, we cut the corners. Think about it. So now instead of having a square, we now have an octagon, safer for a child, but although many more corners, of course. Here, 8 corners. If I chop this here, right here, I'll get 3 more corners. So I'll get 12 and 12. I'll now have 24 corners. 24 instead of 8. How many colors will I have? Will I have the same amount of colors? Do you understand? The colors will stay the same. I'll chop it here and just put one color on it. How deep does this go? Games, hockey, 20-minute periods. They also say the moon runs in cycles and periods. The moon cycle is 28, 27 and 1. The hockey game runs in periods, 20-minute periods. The moon cycle runs in 28 days. If I had to run that to a gear system, I'd run it off of these over here. 7 and 14. That is what we have on this dice, but not actually. We have other numbers, but it gets a little bit intricate. I see that my camera is going in and out. I'm not prepared for any of these stories that I tell. So if I confuse someone, make a mistake, please let me know. I'm learning on the go. So when you run into a moon cycle, the 28 days, you have 21 dots. When you pass all these dots, you will pass the pole above and below, and then here. Here you have 14 dots. So you pass period of 14, and then you count these as 21. In the next cube shows up, you're going to use the pole of 7 before you use anything else. That way you'll complete your 28, and you'll start your next one with 14. So after 2 cubes have gone away, you've done 42 dots, 66 void, 33 and 33 per cube. What am I talking about? Now we're going to bring in things to face value. So if this is face value, is this 9? It's 9 blocks, but in its own reality, in its own realm, depending on how you want to look at the dice, we see 6 here, but there's 3 missing in the middle. That means there's 9 dots for each one of these, or 81 per face. There are 6 faces times 81 is 486, or 4860 divided by 2, 234, 432 vibration hertz. 864 and a lot of zeros for what is it, the distance or diameter of the sun. 86,000 something seconds in a day. 864. 234 and 666 equals to a 90-degree angle, 90.0. What is 666? It is a fox pass. It's a fox pass. It's a birth in the sun and in the moon. Moon running of time. Number 47, time. 57 moon, 5 times 7 equals 35. 5 plus 7 equals 12. 12 and 35 equals to 47. But it goes a little bit deeper than that, because 12, 1 and 2 is 3, and 45. 4 and 5 is 9. 39, 93, 42 gateway angels. Where do I get these numbers from? Well, what I do is I go 9 over to 7, the 7th gate, and I go 4 over to 7. So 9 over to 7 is 2, and 4 over to 7 is 3. Is that the number? No, it was 3 over to 7 is 4. 4 and 2 is 5 and 9, E and I. I'm going fast. I should write it down. When somebody comes in the middle, I get a little confused that, do I have to back myself up if there have been any questions unasked yet? So I should write this down, and as I go explain where I am. I always get a little lost. We had, where was I? I had 3, I had 9. The 3 came in from 1 and 2, and the 9 came in from, wow, I might have to back my video up. I have to think, right, the 33 and 33 dots. I shouldn't have marked it that way. And the 21 dots. It's actually area space blank, but here it's not blank. There's 5 of them, but here there's 9. So that means there are 4 void and 5 dots. 4 void, 5 dots. That's where we get it from. There are 9 per side times 9 bricks equals to 81. But if these were also fragmented individually, for that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, small form and large form. In large form, it's the corners and the one in the center. In the small form, this gets to look like that. Now, we also have to ask ourselves a question. If this is 9, right? If this is 9, it has to be split like this. If that was in 4, you'd be talking about a singular block, and you'd only be able to split it like this. The only time it's split otherwise is over here, where it's divided. So the only thing you can do in here is an X. You cannot go straight down in a single box. Where it's a double box, right? 11, 22, the periods of the moon. Right, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about 7 and 14 and 14 and 7 equaling to 21, equaling to 28, restarting on 14. And then you would go, let me do this, 14 and 14. And then you would end on this 28. You would end on this 28. And then you would start off ending with 1 dice, and the next dice, right, would be your next 28. So you'd have 3 dice, these 3 here, this one and this one, with this one left over. If you follow, there should be a total here of 84, 21, 21, 21, 21. It's a total of 84. You roll the dice, I roll the dice, 84. Where does it come from? When we roll the dice, all 21 dots move. I don't care where they land up, they all move. Now, if each one of these was a 9 position, we'd have 9 times 9. We'd have 81 per side. We'd have 6 sides equals 486. I like to go 486.0. Half of that is 243, which scrambled or unscrambled
Um, it is a reflection of each other in the alphabet, where the third letter C is a reflection of the 24th letter X. I'm trying to think where I was back a little further on. I was talking about something else. So you have 486 dot positions, okay, on this. The reality is, on one of these cubes, it would be 54. There are 26 cubes here. So it's 54 times 26 equals to 1404. There's 1440 minutes in a day. 4041, when you're connecting 1 through 40, you get 41. When you play Monopoly, you cannot get number 41 until you roll 41, because the 41st position in Monopoly is the first position in Monopoly. But because you play with 2 dice, your minimum dice that you're going to get, and remember that you're always going to re-roll, right, on the minimum dice of 2, because in Monopoly you dice again. So no matter what you get, the next one will be this. Now, if you do it again, you're in jail. So your next one is going to end up being this before you go to jail. So you're going to roll 1 and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to roll 7, and that's your shortest dice out. And your next one would be a total of 6 and 5, from 2 minimums to a maximum. 2, 4, that would be 15. And on the 15th railway, okay, I forget which railway that is. This is the math equation. It's also the 7 and the 15 ball um, in the game of pool, that they're identical, representing the seventh planet of Earth, and or the gateway planet of Earth to what is Mars. Where is Earth and Mars here? Mars being numeric value 51, and Earth being numeric value 52. 5 and 2, 7, 5 and 1, 6. The spirit of 76, where 76 times 76 equals 57, 76. And this would end up being 5, 5, 6. Freedom 55 on the 6th day. Where else we are in here? So that would be that would be this part of the cube. But in this cube, note, the center area to this cube is a voided area space. It's what's holding on to these centers over here. There are 6. And remember, there are 3 opposite sides to this. When you look at opposite sides, you have 9 areas and 9 areas. You now have 9 and 9 equals to 18, and that is the letter R. But it stems out from understanding J and H, because when you say this in French, you will say 10, which is 10, and 8, which is 8. But if you say it in English as 18, it'll equal to 49 and 44, equaling to 93. Angels of Saturn. 9 and 4 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 and 8. 8 and 4, 12. 9 and 3, 12. From the planet of Pluto, the sun of creation, of the ring and the pole. They're crisscross, ring and pole. Right. Then 9 and 4 is 13 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So that's where it works out. Works out to the cycle, the 28-part cycle to the moon. Anyways, we're going to bring it on to the last part of this. And the last part of this is where I understand that Mars, right, is the holder of 0, 1, 1, 0. When Earth comes in, okay, I'm going to use this as Mars. Earth comes in at 11. But the birth comes in from Mars at 9. 10 is owned by Mars as 1, and the 9 birth equaling to 10. 2 and the 8, the heavens of Bait, equaling to 10. Inside creation through the gateway, equaling to 10. To Zion, Israel, house of DC, equaling to 10. Each one has a mathematical effect, where this is 9, 7, 3, 6. I'm bringing it down in short form. This is into the house of Bait, of the Iyer sun. 3 times 6, 18. 3 plus 6, 9. 9 times 6, 54 numeric value for love and the sun, where the L-O-V-E are all a reflection of itself, and they all have the same numeric value. It's one of the smallest words you can have with 4 letters. It's a perfect word. What I did over here is I went 1 times 9, 9, 2 times 8, 16, 1 and 6, 7, 3 times 7, 21, 2 and 1 is 3, 4 by 6, 24, 2 and 4 equals to 6. Now, what happens when Earth comes over here, right? Taking Earth from 11 through 19, right? And Earth gets 20, by the way. Mars gets to 10, Earth gets to 20. So we're coming into the, okay. So what happens next is that we stop. What happens is when we have 17, 18, and 19, we are now adding Mars, 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 because in Mars it is the star gate, and this one is into the sun and the divided heavens, and this one is passing through the moon. And to explain this is because in French we say 17, and in French we say 18, and in French we say 19. This also says new, right? 19. So when you multiply all these, you have 17, 34, 51, and the mirror. And then you have 18, 36, 54, and the mirror. And then you have 19, 38, 57, and the mirror. 4 by 19, 76. You have 38, you have gold. You have 19, you have AI. You have the birth, but 9 is only a configuration of 7 and 2, 8 and 1, 3 and 6, and 4 and 5. That's your configuration of 9, according to the cubic Kabbanic world, the house of Kabbah. I'm going to put just a sheet over this. This is the house of Kabbah, and each one of these is a level. And there are basic 2021 movements with this cube in order to put it back perfect. So what we're going to do is we can go online. Let me ask my telephone here. Hello, Mr. Telephone. Yeah. I really wish I was working with somebody. It would be so much more interesting because this doesn't stop. The information doesn't stop. So what was I looking for? Wow, just forgot. I just forgot. Let me back this up. Let me go check. Hold on a second. Somebody, it would be so much more interesting.
Time for race 5, 152 and 4. Desired Luck second, feeling it fourth.
Wow. You know, I had YouTube playing in the background, and I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out. There's some kind of A.B.C. series thing playing. I don't know how to shut it off. Okay, I found it. I got like 100 pages open here. Let me catch up. Let me see where I was. Just give me a second here.
Time for race 5.
Wow, there it goes again. Wow, that's pretty weird. Where's that coming from? Give me a second. I don't get it. So Jewish alphabet. Let's try this again.
Any plane, I don't know how to.
Okay, I got it. There you go.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
That's perfect. So what we're gonna do.
Okay, now I remember. You see, that's all I had to do. Okay. How many turns does it take on Rubik's Cube to turn Rubik's Cube into perfect? Rubik's Cube in any configuration can be solved in 26 moves. 26 moves. While that is not much, hold on. And it has 26 moves to get from a state as unique as 1 in 43 quadrillion to the solution of the puzzle. Now that is crazy. That is crazy. Anyways, let me finish off with what we were doing here. Okay. And what I was explaining over here, you know what? I have to get something to drink in the kitchen. Just give me 2 seconds. I sound like I'm all over the place when I lose my trend of thought, you know? No. Don't hesitate. You want to ask me anything, just go ahead and ask me. What I know is what I know, and what I'm sharing is just a piece of an enormous pie, this empty space. Everybody's looking for the same, they have the same question. I don't want to say that I know it. I know what the question is, and I have a path to how to get there. There's a path to get there, and bringing together all the resources that need to understand the numbers and how we can create some kind of, but you have to believe this. I highly believe there's a very strong energy amongst people. And once they truly believe, and right now there's 3 billion people in this world that are very close to believing something concrete. If they can convince themselves to understand that what I believe, now you don't have to believe what I believe, but I want to see it through everybody else's eyes. So if there was a creator, and whatever name you want to give this person, in no disrespect, would you not think that the father of creation, the mother of time, or is the father of time and the mother of creation, what are they sharing? I don't know. The nature of things. Wouldn't they want us to be the most knowledgeable? If I was your child, wouldn't you want to brag and say, wow, you should see what my child is doing? Or actually, the creator put borders up. There's borders on creation. Don't think like this, and don't do this, and don't try that. Everything is rational. If you jump off the bridge, what are the consequences? Why do I have to think of everything? Because that's what we are. We are the fleshy robotics of free will. Where there are boundaries, because there are so many of us, we can't endanger the other for our own personal security and survival. For the same reason we take care of the forest, that takes care of us, that takes care of itself. But yet we still have to take care of the forest because we were created on day 6. We were created from the nature of things on day 6. But if you really look at it, we existed before time. Before we arrived here, inserted into the bodies after they have come out of the womb. Step by step, the machine was being put together, but it didn't speak. It didn't have any teeth. As the child grew older, the receptors of the child started to connect. But the child has not fully arrived in his new home, in her new home, in its new home. Because the body wasn't ready to receive. But upon birth, once the Holy Ghost enters into your first breath, ASS, slap. 19, 19, and 1, 38 and 1, creation of the heavens, angels. 381. 3 times Venus, 3 times 81 is 243. 234, 432, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how 0 through 10 is a connection to Mars, where 11 through 16 is Earth, and then 17, 18, and 19 are shared, the passage of the gateway into the heavens, and the 9 is the birth. So until you can fully receive, you have not really fully entered. We're made up of cells, pieces, and parts stuck together. How do we stick together? There's a formula. It can be read, it can be told, it can be written. We're a formula. Formula 1. The red car. The Ferrari, the F-E-A-R-R-R-I, creation in the sun. I could have been a Ford. I'd be the gold between divided heavens. Where do these words come from? The F is the 6th letter, 06. The I is the 9th letter. The only way to create the I, the H, and the 7 and 8 and 9, GHI, is with 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. Is with 1 and 7, 2 and 6, 3 and 5, 4 and 4. It is 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. And that's how you create 7, 8, and 9. If you're playing with 3 cubes, we set up a new different game, understanding that the minimum with 1 cube is 1, the maximum is 6. But you get a chance at an extra point when you get 1 and 6, because it is the only one that if I should drill holes through here and turn it around, you will see 7. But every other one is a 5. Misunderstanding the lost communication, because we don't understand what we're really looking at. Maybe it's the equation. We haven't asked the right question. Therefore, we haven't created the right equation. Because there's so many pieces and parts in creation, but it's amazing. I remember breakfast, supper, lunch. I remember there's a bathroom and a house and a door. I'm not even trying to remember, but I walk out of my car. I stand up and I get out of my seat. I even know it's a seat. And this is a cube. Oh my God, I see a scissors. Do you think this is a scissors? Can you call this a pen? How many names around the world is this? Where is the information, and how come I didn't forget? Because it's at our fingertips every single day. The minute you press a button, think of 1 through 9, you know everything, because when you're not thinking of 1 and 9, you're thinking of nothing. That's where Mars comes in. I don't think there's, you see, the cream custard filled in would be Mars, and the round donut with the hole would be Earth, the 9 legs of the cat. Have you ever created one of these, drawn it out, and see what it does? It's magical within the mind.
So we're going to finish with this, but what happens is when you want to draw, let's say the 2, okay, there's 9 areas. So I'm going to draw it up like that. And now I'm going to put another one like that. So what I have is I have 55. Yeah, V in Roman numerals is a 5. It's a 22nd letter. 27 reverse 5 and 4 into the sun. Divided gates. 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. This one is 5 and 0. When you get 0, you also get 6 and 9. One of the reasons for that is if you add 5 plus 9 equals to 14, 1 plus 4 equals to 5. 5 and 0 equals to 5. So it doesn't matter. It reverts back to the same thing. So we get 5 and 5, and we also get these empty spaces. There was an empty space there, empty space there, and empty space there. And now we're talking about that. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, divided by 3. If we put a cube in each place, we can, or call this the DNA or the candy wrap there, of connecting this side to this side, where C and C, see the C and the C come together, forget about the rest of it, but when C and C come together, you have this square. The queen sits on this angle. That's the angle of the queen. Take a look at the cards, the picture cards, and the queen is like that. The king and the jack, right, are the hexagons. That's the king and the jack, and that's the queen. So where were we? Yes. 17. 17 is Q. 34, cold, blue, C, D. Cold is 34. Blue is with cold. The letters 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is the division of this cube. That is the smallest, the closest division, and it divides at 3.5 the cube. So it's 0.5 away or 55 away. 7 times 5 is 35. 11 and 12 make 3 and 5. 13 and 12 make 7 and 5. Creation of electric company. So I'm just trying to go on. This one is Mars, number 51, numeric value for Mars. And 68 is the word house. Now, when you're playing with 2 cubes, it'd be 34 and 34 creating 68. 34 and 34, or what is 3 and 3, or 44. 33 for mass, space, mass, teen, space. That's the value of these words. This is the division between day and night. This will say phi. And what's next with this is where am I in this? I have to explain where, yes, what it is. So they become DC. When you have hot is number 43. So you're going to get red with that. You're going to get 27. Here you're going to get blue. Blue numeric value is 40. Cold numeric value is 34. Hot, it's 43, 77. You're going to get the mathematical equation of 19. 3 times 4, 12. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 and 12, 19. AI comes in. The extremities, where A is born in through I. Remember, 7, 8, and 9 only exist at the beginning here. This is your beginning of your creation of 7, 8, and 9. Now, what happens is it's XC and WD. Since the D and the W are reverse alphabet, and the C and the X are reverse alphabet, the C and the D are the polarities of each other on a cube. And no, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6, plus 4 equals to 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. You have now made a movement back into the 1 sector by arriving at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to just do this and this. And then I'm going to connect the furthest with the furthest. And I'm trying to see where I was supposed to. Was I supposed to do that? I'm trying to figure out if I was. Was it supposed to go here? I think it was like that. But anyways, I'm going to explain what this is. This is number 3. This is number 4. 3 and 4 is 7. When you look at a calculator, your 3 and 4 is 7. Your 6 and 1 is 7. Your 7 and 6 is 13, reflection of what is 3 and 4, 7, 1 and 6, 7, to what is 7 and 6, 13, or 9 and 4, 13. What is above is below. The numbers are a little bit different. The other thing about that is because of the Mayans. The Mayans have a grid stone or a cycle that runs in 7 and 13, and they're all divisible, I think, by 7 or 9. I forget what the number is. And the number 7 is never going to include 3, 6, or 9. Never includes 3, 6, or 9. And what's ironic is that if I multiply any one of these numbers by 3, I'll get 3, 6, I'll get 3, 6, and I'll get 3, 6 in each one of these realms. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 4, 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 times 5, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Reverse alphabet. This one over here. This one over here, reverse alphabet. So 3 by 7 is 21. 3 by 8 is 24. 45, 27, and this one is 9. 999. So that's what happens now when you multiply it by 4. Now we understand that 4 is the polarity. So if 4 is the polarity, what happens, just to get back and not to get lost where we were talking about the right here, yes, right over here, where C and D are polars, to where X and W have a separation as themselves. Z, Y, X, A, B, C, Z, Y, X, W. And what's ironic about that is that the X is the 24th letter and the 23rd letter, equaling to 47, the numeric value for time, energy. A numeric value that also, when you go 24 times, did I get that right? 24 times 74. Did I get that right? 24 times 74 equals to 1776. Yes, I got that right. It also stands for Jesus. This is your divided gateway between E and I. Now, E and I, here is I because it's created by 9. So you have to understand when you get I, it's 6 and 3, it's 4 and 5. Can you get I through 1 and 8? You can, but it's a wholesome I. Here is 1 and 8. When we're living in the heavens of the house of 8 in creation on the 6th day, 3 and 6, 10 and 8, the octagon in October, what happens is we have to understand area, space, area, space. I only want to take away 1 area space. I have 8 remaining. I want to take away 2 area spaces. I have 8 remaining, but is it these 2 or is it these 2? So when it's these 2, it would be on its side. We're going to count the red. This is on top, but now this is here. Boom. Once I put all the colors back, I'm going to tell you what I have to move. You see, I have to know what I have to move, because only over here will you see it when it's sitting this way on its ring side where it is. Because if this is sitting up, it's all the same. If we're all standing around it, it has no direction. Once it's sitting like that, it has a direction. And there's only a direction on the 2, 3, and 6. The 1, 4, and 5 do not need it, because the 1 can go 4 ways, the 4 can go 4 ways, and the 5 can go 4 ways. You'll never know. So if you're going to mention 5, you can't mention. You can mention 1. You mention 1 or you mention 3, right away you know where the 5 is, right? You'll know where the 6 is. When the 3 is up, the 6 is like that. It's in the H position. But when the 2 is up, the earth side is up, right? You see that? It's in the I position. So this way, the 6 has a value of, that way the 6 has a value of 8, or the 6 has a value of 9. And if we wrote it this way, depending where you were, if you're this way, it's an H. If you're this way, it's an I, understanding its relative value. And where do we get that? 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 equals to 9. And now we have Q17 as the beginning of heavens. The 8th letter, 1 plus 7 equals to 8. Now we have Q17, and we're going to go back to understanding Mars. Mars comes in. I have to finish this off. I'm going to go back 2 pages. Did I get this right? Yeah, Mars comes in, okay, as O. Anytime you say O, say, can you see? Oh, Canada, 10, 20, everything to do with 0 is always going to refer to Mars. Mars is going to be 0 through 10, and it's going to be one of every single other number that has a 0 in it. So that means Mars is going to be connected to the first 10 numbers, and then it's going to be connected to what is 17, 18, 19, 20, then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Mars is connected to all this, and Mars is connected to 97, 98, 99, and 77, 78, 79. There is no connection in part here to where the Earth is involved, because this number, it's created through dividing of the 7th gate. So it's like saying I'm being divided on Earth. Earth is not within us, or Earth is part of us. What happens is 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8 equals to 16. 64 and 16 equals to 80. 8 plus 0 equals to now 08. 08 is part of Mars, but it is when the birth comes in through the gateway, the divided gates. And that would be purple, Pegasus, DC, CD, 3443, 77 matter, red, 27, blue, 40, 67, water, soul. It's going to be in the half-life where you're going to have the spirit and the church, or the steeple. Church is number 61, spirit is number 91, 13 times 7, which is the cycle of the gridstone of the Mayans, of their movement of time. That's 13 and 7. 13 by 7 is 91, plus 20 is 111. 111, 37 by 3, or 16 and 19, 18. Oh, I got that wrong. 16 and 19. 18 and 21, 17 and 20. And what happens is down here is number 23, and over here that I should have left some space. What it is what happens here is this is where the chalice or the hexagon comes in, and the cube goes in rotation in your formation of 360. What is this? When you add up 1 through 36, you end up with 666. When you go down the board of roulette of 666, you end up in the center, and that center value number, okay, is 111. When you connect the red numbers and then the black numbers, right, they tell you to stay individual. So I individualize this. This is two reds, two black, and these are two reds. What I just did is I just added the cube in there, a line of effect. There could have been two ways to draw this, okay, depending on the size of the cubes I use, whether I use the 1 or the 4, whether I use Earth or Mars, and that would be this, or it would be, it would be this. So this one is Mars, and this one is Earth. And I always call this one Mars because it's Mars is 51, and I can only make one stroke through here. Where this is Earth, I'm obligated for balance to leave 2 strokes for this, and Earth is number 52. So that's how I determine the difference. And I keep doing the same thing. So as long as you're consistent with your equations, you can keep on doing that. Let's see what I did here. I went here, right? At the same time, when we got to our 88, 6 plus 4 equals to 10. Boom, right away, I know the heavens of 10, the heavens of Mars, the heavens of DC. Mathematically, this will create 34. It'll create a 10, okay, and all 10s where they connect, and a 24, which is a divided gate, also for the word cat. And the reason for that is 2 times 4 equals to 8, and 2 plus 4 equals to 6. So how do I decide that? I didn't. All my work comes from the world. Right? Hold on a second. Just 1 second. Yeah, I'm doing a video, so I'm going to call you back, all right?
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you tomorrow or something. I just want to know if you looked at the program.
No. I'll call you back.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, no, I didn't look at the programmation. Oh, so many things to do. So we're going to get back to this cube over here. And the question is how is it sitting? You see it's on an angle. We can see it's on an angle, right? Now the question is, there's something else I have to explain, that in the game of roulette, the numbers look more rectangular. So I'm going to have to understand a little bit more about size. Because I wanted, the professional way is to use their way. I'm not talking about the dice. I'm talking about the pattern where the numbers are. And they can say it's for betting purposes or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Everything has to be understand why things were expanded, right? Expanded for the money. Money is number 72, the house of bet. Or you want to go bait, which is 14 and 9. 14 and 9. If you did 53, or 35, it's going to give you 15 and 8. Again, we're dividing through A and B. Is it 9 and 8 that divides, or is it 1 and 9 that divides? The extremities are not supposed to be 9 and 8, is it? Or is it 9 and 1, the extremities? I'm gonna have to explain what I'm talking about here. Let me see if I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's the actual end? Is the end the answer of 10? 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 and 1, and in between is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 8 numbers. So we want to see if that rule fits Don't forget, there's a lot of rules and regulations and understanding how we can move things down a gear line. So if we went 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, hold on, 8, 10, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I added them up to a single digit. So to come back to the beginning, right, this is what the actual count should be. If you want to come back to the beginning, everything works in 10. Why do we need to come back to the beginning? If you're going to put a rim on a bowl, you have to go to the other end to put the rim on the bowl. The rim on the bowl, on the rim on the bowl. So what happens with this, it happens with number 1, and it happens with number 4. And it happens on number 5. And it happens with number 7. This one is very special. 8642 comes together. The number of minutes in a day, the diameter, or is it the distance from the sun? 6 days of creation. 6 by 1440 equals 8640. The 6 days, 1440 minutes in a day to 86,400 seconds in a day, to where the vibration of 432 hertz, okay, is actually 3 times 1440 minutes in a day. That if you just put on the 0.0 and add another 1440, it would be 5760, which is equivalent to the year 2000. The moon timer reset. This is the mirror, the added one. It was a reset to the first part of the mirror. Now we're going to go on to number 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 9, 8. Now 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 3, 9, 6, and 9, 9, 9, 9. This is the way the numbers go. Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoop. 4, 2, 9, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on a second. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oop, made a mistake. I'm missing a number. Now, what you're going to notice is that one area here leaves 8 empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 and bring it with 8. Now you're going to notice that there are 2. Take off 2 of them. There's 3, 6, 7. 2 and 7. Now, if I took 5 of these, there would be 4 empty. 4 and 5. So they all pair up. Exactly. Even the math is perfect. If I go to the fifth one over here, right? It was 1 plus 4 equals to 5. If I go to the fifth one over here, right? Let me see. Hold on a second. What did I mark down? So if you noticed, I added 4 here and I minused 4 here. I got the number 4 here. I got the number 5 over here. If you want to do this one and this one and do the same thing. Here we'll go to number 8. The first one, second, third, fourth, fifth. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. We're going to go to number 1. So this is what it is. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Here it is. 8 minus 7 equals 1. Same thing. The same answer. I could have went minus 1. There's a difference of 1 and there's a difference of 1 on each one of them. Here it's 4 and 4 to arrive at the numbers. And then on this one over here, we're going to use this one over here. And the difference between 5 plus 2 equals 7. 4 minus 2 equals 7. So each one of them actually mathematically fits to their positioning on these cubes. It was not done for nothing. So where am I with this now? What was I talking about? I seem to lose myself. I need a little bit of water. Let me read some of the comments, see if I can catch up to everything that's going on. You know, I start the ball rolling, then all these packages keep coming in, and I open the packages are already open. They come in already half open, the packages, you know, just a different way of putting out that formation. 5, 7, and 6. It's sometimes it bugs me. It's part of that. It's a connection. It's the eWorld Connect to the gateway and the moon. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that, but we had a big connection in the year 2000, and 110, which is 11, and there were 2 of them, so 1111. They came to the ground down in 2001, right? 201 is a representation of the moon. 2160, 201, 102. It's part of Valentine's. It's the 45th day of the year. It's a passage. It's a Fox Pass. It's a pass of 66, side road passage, not Highway 80. Where do I come up with all these numbers? 102 is Valentine's. 10 and 2 is JB. When you play pool, they're both blue. Okay? It's a prime number. It's 2 and 1, alpha, beta, creation. 1 and 2, where 1 came to 2. Blue is 40, so it's part of DC. House is 68, so with 2 dice, it's DC, DC. If you go DC, DC 77, you're going to create 7 and 7, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 77 is matter. 77 is Christ. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 is going to create the numeric value to what they call out in the casino games. They say Yo 11, the Y 25 Earth, Jack. The O is for Mars 15, which is 1/4 running of our time. Earth runs in third. Earth runs for periods of hockey. So we'd have to use the expression on ice. Now, if you're talking on ice, you'd be talking about beer and hot dogs, because that's what you do when you go to the baseball game and the hockey game, because everything counts. And it counts because, not because of what it is, but it can be, but it's a word with letters. Hot dog. Whatever word has ever been explained in any game through rules and regulations, it's because that word had to be there because of the numeric letter configuration. I need something to drink. Give me a minute. Now you would say, well, how do I know? Well, you know what? Over time, you'll see how concrete what I say is. But you can't know until you get to the end of the class and go, oh, yeah, I understand now. Okay, so thank you, Tammy. You had it correct. Thank you, Sequa. Las Vegas, eh? Okay, so now let me do the end piece of how this works. When it comes to 3, 6, and 9, both 3 and 6 repeat at 4. Okay? Only 9 repeats continuously. There's a separation of 2, there's a separation of 2, and in between the 2 is a separation of what is 6, the separation of what is 3. So you would see 4, 4, 2, where these are all 10s. And to note that when you take this dice cube, mathematically, where 6 and 4 equals to 10, the 3 and 1 equals to 4. To where 5 and 5 equals to 10, to where 2 and 2 equals to 4, to where 104 is communication 10-4 in your CB codes, to where this becomes JD, and this is your mirror creation of your mirror reflection. This is Jack. I don't know if you want to call him Daniel. Danielle. Is it A or is it E, right? But is it Dan or is it your DNA? Or it could be denial, right? It could be denial. So we have DNA. Can be the die. But anyways, I'm not going to get into what, let's keep to the numbers. So you can see what happens right here. This is also October 4th, if you want. This is where 10 fits in. This is an association of 10, right? A, B, C, D will make up all of what these are. So if you're starting at this number, you're going to go here. Well, I shouldn't do that one. So your separation, right, is going to be right here. If we're working in 10, our separation is right here. And then once your separation is here, we start all over again, right? A, B, C, D, A, B, C, right? And then you'd have another separation. The second one, right? We'd have the other separation here. And here. Did I get that right? I'm just going to see if I get that again. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we have 1, 2, 3. Then we have 1, 2, 3. So there'll be another separation over here. So what I'm trying to say is every time you go to ABC, right? A, B, C. And where's your next one? D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So this is where that leap year thing comes in. The fourth one, you're back to the beginning again. If we were running in periods of 3s, it's something else because everything has to do with 3s and 4s. The house of DC is 3s and 4s. So what you're going to get to next is, yes, where you're going to be going A, B, C in one realm, and you're going to go A, B, C, D in the next. Now, in roulette, okay, if you ever look at a roulette board, denial or denied? Jack Daniels. Denial. Oh, yeah, denial. Okay, I like that. That's good. So let me see. I just want to go to this one over here. Just trying to see if I want to use this one, ABC, ABCD. There's this one over here. And then there's this one over here. This is how the numbers are set up in roulette. And then this is the way I set up the gematria 1 through 7, 7 through 1. 7 being over here, 5 and 7 are right here on the point of the steeple, and 66 lock them together. And the same thing happens over here. One of them is going to be a T gate. The other one's going to be a G gate, the GT gate. So now I think of the Ford Mustang for GT or any car that has GT, right? OR is the gold club. OR in French is gold. It's number 33. So let me get back to, To where, oh yes, that's what I wanted to show you. Right, I just remembered. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, roulette repeats. You see, I'm trying to. Okay, here it is. I'm going to use this board over here. Bottom right, third board, right over here. Okay, red, yellow, red, yellow, yellow, red, red. What is this? 1, did I do this right? 1, 4 black, 7 red, 10 black, 13 black. 1, 10, 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 4 come together right over here. They're a lock. 1, 2, 4 come together over here, and it's 8. 1, 2, 4. There's a reflection, a complete reflection over here, but it's different, this reflection, because when you have this reflection, okay, it became X, then it's a Y, then it's an X, then it's a Y. This is incomplete. That's why I have multiple boards going this way, but I've yet to make multiple boards going this way. My question is, do I flip it upside down over here? And you can see the window over here, right? The 9 numbers over here, and then the 9 numbers over here. You see with the window, 4 on the inside. This is off the roulette board. So yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to show you one more piece. Hold on. I forgot to tell you that it's in sets of 12. Roulette. Do I have anything to do with roulette? Okay, maybe I'm going to do a search. Roulette board. Okay, there it is. There it is right here. There it is. Okay, let me see if I can. Hold on a second. To get rid of that. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Okay. Not that. Let me just make my screen smaller. And here it is, right? You see, it shows you to bet in the dozens. It's 4 by 3, it's 4 by 3, it's 4 by 3. Then it's 12, 12, 12. There's 18 on the evens. There's 1 through 18, and there's 19 through 36. 1 and 9, 1 and 9. 1 and 8 is 9, 3 and 6 is 9. So in between is the house of bait. There's 8, right? In between is the house of bait, the second 18. 27. Where's that number? 19 through 36. So if you notice, 1 and 1. So number 27 is missing from that. Although the calculation uses the full 36, you know the halfway point is going to be 19 through 27. Did I get that right? Actually, it's this over here. I'm trying to figure out. Did I lose my little head just for a second? Anyways, you can see, and then you can see the 0 and the 00 house, right? First 12, 1 and 3. Second 12, 2 and 3. Third 12, 3 and 3. Coming of the Christ. And this house over here, 25 through 36. 2 and 3 is Mars. 1 and 3 is through the moon. Oh, that might be our house over here. Through the moon. Anyways, regardless of which one it is, it has to be discussed. I have to find the equations that go along with it. So that's where your A.B.C. would come in. You would be A.B.C, D.E.F, G.H.I, J.K, and L. Right? I have to remember that L. Okay, there's a few things I didn't finish. This one with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, P, Q, R, S, T, R, S, T, U, U, V, W, X, U, V, W, X. 6 times 4, 8 times 3. So this is where we match. And when you put Y and Z, 25 and 26, that equals to 51, and it's Mars. So 5 and 6 is Mars. The reverse of this is 1 and 2 equals to 0, 3. So is Earth the reverse of Mars, the ring and the pole. But I think this is all made up and played through what is Saturn, unless Saturn doesn't exist and we are the Saturn. So we have your 3 and 8. This runs in periods of 11 and 22, which is because of the equation it creates. Four times 4, 4 plus 4 is 16 and 8. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 2 and 3, 5 and 24. Just trying to see something. So we did this, we did that. Let me go back. All right. Okay. Let me finish off in here. So in here, what I did is, now that I showed what 10 is, what 4 is, right? We also have to note that in the game of craps, you bet 6. And if the number or the point comes in, you get 7. So that point is noted to be here. The 1 point, I believe, is for Mars, and the 2 points I put as Earth. They even use these points in the Hebrew alphabet as vowels, right? Where were we? Right. Okay. So now what we're going to do next is, when you went with this 5 and 5, you're also going to have 4 and 4. And when you go with this 2 and 2, you're also going to have 7 and 7. Energy, time, Jesus, cycle of man, and the angels. 74, because the numeric value is 74, will create mathematically 28 and 11 equaling to 39. The word angel is 39. The word man is 28. When associated with 11, he becomes an angel. 9, 10, 11, Roman numeral. 13 and 23, 36, man's creation. 18 and 9 in the house of bait. 72, the spirit in the house of bait, right here. Number 78, right here. 78. So we understand now what happened over here. So when we went to the other 10, right, the 6 had a 3 void, and the 4 had a 5 void, and the 3 had a 6 void, and the 1 had an 8 void. So you'll have 3 and 5. So here, right, your creation in the E world in the divided house of bait. This number, man, 13, number 13, they keep referring to it. And this is related to the moon, this number over here, and the deck of cards, 4 by 13 equals to 91, relating to the spirit. Then there's a whole mathematical equation, 13, 31, 13, and 31, 13, 31, 57, 75, which ironically, if you multiply it by 13, right, this is 13 plus 31 plus 13, or 31 plus 13 plus 31. First formation is A.B.C. When you do that, you get 5775, which is moon energy, and it can be other words, but I'm not. It's also man and woman. And when you add them up together, you get 156, 169, 9 and 6, 15 and 1, 6, 12 and 1, 325, plus 1 and 1 equals to 327. Where did I get this from? 13 years times 13 moons, 12 years times 13 moons. At the same time, we have to do it. This is 51. It's in a relationship with Mars. 8 and 7 at the gate. 1 and 8. 2 and 7. On day 6, 15 through Mars. 7 plus 8 equals to 15. 7 times 8 equals to 56. And 15 is 71. Born onto Earth's Q. Earth is numeric value 52. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals to what is 17Q. So you note that 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 is 8 and 9 equals to 17. So you notice the 8 and 9 fits between the 7 and 1. Where are we with this? There was another piece on number 88. There was another piece on 88 from a previous page. Hold on a second. Yes, it was right over here. When I did the 88 equation for that 88 gate, the 7th gate through 88, which is 8, which has no apparent DNA. I'm going to explain that in a minute. That when you do that mathematics, right, this becomes 7 and this becomes 1. It now becomes 17 within its own. So we already showed you where the 1 and the 2 and this and this come to be, that there are 9 areas. I'm using up 1, there are 8 left over. I'm using up 2, there are 7 left over. 7 and 8 come together. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 comes together. So when you have 1 and 7, you have 7 areas inside of this. So we did that. I was going to go over, maybe I'll do it after. I want to finish with what I'm doing. Yes, so when we're counting, I wanted to get to this, that when we're counting, that the what I understand is the official count before anything begins really shouldn't start until 13, because your base creation of A.B.C. is through Mars. Our birth comes in with 2 and 9 coming together into the 7th gate. 2 missing the 7, right? 2 and 9 come together. The 4th year, the leap year in February, right? That's your 29th day. Everything switches from that day. That is day 60. And you're starting the 61st day in March. The spirit day begins in March. So if that was to come true, that Mars would own 1, or does Mars not own 1? Because there's a difference between, there's a difference between, hold on a second. There's a difference between between 11 and 1. Because when you're 11, you're going to go 11th. But when you're 1, you're going to go first. And the next time you get to this, it's at 21st. When you switch when you start to see differences is when you reach the teen, and you reach it at 13. When you start to use double digits, you use the double digits at 10, 0, 1 to begin with. You start from 0 to 1, it's one whole of something. Yeah, I just give me 2 seconds to, I'm going fast, it's just too much information. I use French and English to separate my numbers and understand language. Understand that when you say, I'm going to tell you how many numbers belong to Mars and how many numbers belong to Earth, and everything I can be doing with opposites to Earth and Mars, or a division, could be the complete opposite, but it's going to be one side or the other. J4H, Jack Daniels, denial, deliver us from the evil Jesus angels. This is where my work stems out. I believe if people who are desperately seeking to really truthfully
grasp the words of creation, they have to come back to everything that we see. Now, we can say the evil tongue and then language and then say it's English, right? And that alphabet has put a spell on everybody. Well, if it's there to mix us up, can you mix us up mathematically, right? Or is the math and the equations going to entangle everything? The thing about language and words is we create certain things with no, what do you call it? With no hatred. We always give it a loving name because we want you to have it. So in the loving name of the object that I want you to have is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because they want you to have it. So within giving you and selling you, they're telling you the truth. And through the truth that they're giving you with all their love, you have the answer for the pieces and parts and understanding how we can all individually come back together, that we can know who to trust and who to believe, that when we say stop, go, don't move, and don't worry about the consequences, because this is what they're going to be. In the long run, they will be A, B, C. And in the short run, it'll be A and B. Imagine this. There's two of you in a room. One has the food. The other has nothing but a stove and a fridge. The other one has perishable goods. If they don't work together, nothing works. So sometimes there's going to be a little lost time understanding how we need to work together in the end times. So let me get on, not to get lost. So that should it be before the reflection begins as A.B.C, and also like DNA because it twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it twists. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and it just twist and twist and twist and twist and twist and twist. And every 4 years, there's a twist in the cycle. But you don't come around until 21, because that will be 21st. But you haven't come around until 41st. You don't come around until 41st. And what's ironic about that is that if you were to play the game of Monopoly, I'm just hoping, I don't know if I have it with me. Give me a second. Oh. Wow, you're stuck on me, Mr. Cat, eh? Oh, I don't even have the board here. Hold on a second. Anyways, I can't find it right now, but the Monopoly board, let me see. I'm going to try and find it again. The Monopoly board from 1970. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. Okay. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. That's the Mediterranean. You cannot get that property until you go all the way around the board. Once you dice 41, you land on that property for the first time. Number 41, 10-4. Number 14, DNA, 2 14s, N and N, a cycle in the moon. 1 plus 4 is 5, 55. The spirit is 76. The cutting of the ribbon with the spirit in your birth. Where does that come from? 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6. The payout in the game of craps is on 6 and 8, are both 7 to 6. 7 is Earth, 6 is Mars. V1, V11. V111, they all come together, and that's H, the heaven. Otherwise, it comes into the 9 birth. It's 1x to x1. Roman numerals, do not forget. C in Roman numerals is 100. D in Roman numerals is 500. You automatically come into the E world upon birth. 500. 3 zeros. Where was I? I lost myself for a second. Monopoly 41. Yes, number 41. 1,440 minutes in a day. April 1st, April Fool's Day, the 91st day of the year, or the numeric value for the spirit, number 91. AI, or the S letter, 91. And number 13, right? 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12 and 7 equals to 19, where 12 is 1 and 2 is 3 and 7. So now that is your creation of the 7th gate. That is your pre-creation. Because when you get the 4-7, you get time, Jesus, you get energy, and you get the cycle of the moon, you get man, you get Einstein, 1776. Now we're back to 7 and 6 again. 7 and 6. 7 times 6 is 13. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13, and 42 is 55. We're at the 55-yard line of the game. It's now 110 yards in the game, and the towers came crumbling like pie. 401 DNA, because, oh yes, number 14 is the beginning, as like M is the ending. Let me explain it to you again. Man at the age of 13 has a bar mitzvah. 13 by 13, or the size of the Monopoly board, 169 moons, and boy becomes man. But he becomes man in the 14th year when you cross over through the orange sun, red and yellow, through the solstice sun. The reason for that is when you attain your 13th birthday, you are going into your 14th year. When you split the alphabet between 13 and 14, the center part is 13.5. The 13 ball and the 5 ball equals to 18. 13, the letter M, 5, the letter E, matter and energy, 18 R for resident angel. Orange is made up between red and yellow, 92, 9 and 2, 11. And red, 2 and 7 is 9, 9, 11. Where we have the 9 ball and the 1 ball, AI, coming together. Where we have the 2 ball and the 10 ball coming together, because once 1 and 9 comes together as AI is 19, automatically there's an illumination. 17, 18, 19. Mars, the sun, and the moon. 17 is Mars, 18 is the sun, 19 is the moon. The reason for that is the mathematics. 3 by 19 is 57. It's also the king and the queen, the 13th and the 12th card in the deck, which is the male at 13 and the female at 12, although it's 13 plus 1. The Monopoly board, the reason why it's 169, 13 by 13, is because all the corners are square, but all the properties are rectangular. I don't know if it's 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 2 by 3. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The minimum size that I can draw up is 169 area spaces, where we have one area square. One of these squares is surrounded by 168 hours in the week. 6 by 28, the numeric value for man at the age of 13, passing through 169 moons, where 91 is spirit, 61 is church, 9 and 6 in rotation. In rotation, where A1 is a division. When you have a division of A, you're also implicating the N and the Z, because the 2 arms of your A, unless you're going with a right angle or a left angle A, which is only half an area, right, is going to represent what is the Z or what is the N. The same thing is going to apply with other letters as well, as the H and the I is like building bricks on the wall. Where was I? Zing zong. Cat and house slippers. Let me see. Oh, the cat's gone. Where are you, cat? Cat went away. I was going to show you the cat. So at 21st, right? At 21st is where 1 and 2 comes together. So I'm trying to figure out how many numbers actually belong to Mars and how many numbers actually belong to Earth. So let me go back into my last book. So yes, so I'm gonna come down and just show this last part. I want to get back into the 17, 18, and 19. The 360 degrees. This is where we fit in right here. And this is through the moon. This is the creation of the heavens, the male and the female, the man and the woman, the king and the queen, Earth and Mars. This is the dividing house by the 7th gate and the spirit of 76, the church and the steeple. And that's in Mars, the house of DC, both red and blue, cold, purple, split apart. And this is where we live right here. This is who we are. 18 Chai. We are the Third Reich. The first, the second, the third. The third is into the sun. The fourth one is in the house of Beit, the Fourth Reich. The Fifth Reich brings us to 90. This is where we split up between 54 and 72. So that average is going to be what? 63? That's exactly who we are. We're the Iyer birth, I and R. So I wanted to talk about the Hebrew alphabet just for 2 seconds. First of all, they're showing me 27 letters, but they're showing me double letters. They're showing me 3, 6, 9. The 11th and the 12th are doubled. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2, 12. And then 12, 13, the 14th and the 15th are doubled. And then the 16th and the 17th. And then 3, 4, I think the 24th and the 23rd. The alphabet splits here. They have a tombstone, right? Let me see this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So 16 and 17. I just want to see something. 16 and 17, 18 and 20. That's very ironic. Because in roulette, right, these are connected together. The pay none is this one, 16 and 20. 4 times 4, 4 times 5. 4 plus 4, dividing of the night and the day in your birth. 29 and 24. 11, let me see what this is. 6 and 2. 53, 40, 44, dividing between area space. What did I do here? 4 plus 4, 4 times 4 equals 16 and 8, 24. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 is 20 and 9, 29. 18 and 11, right? I don't want to get into all the math. So this is where our birth comes in, and this is the division of the house. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. When you go 2 and 2, it equals to 4. 9 and 4 equals to 13. 1 and 3 is 4. We have 44 division between area space, night and day, and in the sun because of the inversion of this cube. 3 opposite 4. 33 and 33. 3 and 3 is 6. 4 and 4 is 8. 6 and out, dividing of the 7th gate. Earth and Mars. $19, $38, $57, $76. Yes. 13 rest, 14 new maybe. Right. Let me get back to that. You see at 13.5, right? The numeric value of 1, 3, and 5, right, is A, C, and E, ACE. So that starts that situation. the S-U-N, the letter S, is the 19th letter. Also looks like the number 5. So the S, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The U is 21st letter, 2 and 1 equals to 3. The N is the 14th letter, 1 and 4 equals to 5, 1, 3, and 5. So it shows me that division is in the sun. Now, because I have the A letter, it's now going to refer me to the H-I-N-Z.
You see, once I have the A letter, I now can go to the N, which is here, or I can go to the Z, which is here, or I can go to the H, which is here. I can also turn it the other way and say it's the I, knowing that it splits here. When you put it together, it's Heinz 57. The reverse alphabet is Mars. Those are the letters that come from it. That's where the control is, in the moons of Mars. Phobos and Deimos. You see these EI coming together when they're writing these Hebrew letters. Tate, Chait, right? Bait, always putting EI. And the reason for that is because EI is on your cube. It's what encompasses your gateway, right? What happens is you have 5 and 9, and inside of it for your house is 6 and 8. This is where your dividing gate is. This is 77, right? And this is 99. Where do I get this from? Right? It can also be 18, 27, 36, and 45. In order to get this 9, it can also be number 14. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 4 and 5, 9. 7, 7 is 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. But 5 is created from 12, and 9 is created by 14. 4 and 5 equals to 9. 2 and 3 equals to 5. BCE. Debec. BCE, Bell Canada. This looks like the Enterprise. You can use it any which way you want, but 2, 3, and 5 times 2 equals to 47, and that's energy and time. Also, Jesus also reverts back and does a whole other slew of realities. Then again, Heinz will connect to a whole bunch of other slew of things. And also to note, when I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Yes, and then we can go ahead and we can go to the letter M, where we can do the letter M this way, the way it's done, and we can say again, it's inverting our letters between what is N and what is Z, coming through the V, connecting 1 and 1 inside of M. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm taking 2 minutes. If you have any questions, I've been a little bit all over the place, but I've been more or less on. Like I said, I went to the cemetery today, and a lot of the tombstones had the pay none. And in English, pay none, it says don't pay anybody. But if you look in the Hebrew 27 letter alphabet, there's I think there's 22 letters. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 letters that repeat after that. Just give me 1 minute. I am starved. You know what? Can we turn back the time a little bit? If we can turn back the time.
Yeah, another thing about the Hebrew alphabet, another way to understand how numbers mix up. In the Hebrew alphabet, and I did this video a while ago, is when they say, I'm going to look it up. Hold on a second. I rather look it up and be exact. I can't remember when I did it. Hebrew alphabet counting. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I got this right. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm not going to get it perfectly right then, but I'm just going to go. In Hebrew, they count Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zion, Chet, Tate. And then what they do is they go Aleph, Tate, Aleph, Yud, Aleph, Kaf. I have to look that up. You got to give me a second. Right. You see, here it is. First of all, look. Everything I do has to be somewhere. The old Hebrew alphabet was 22 letters. Ape, the word ape, the word go. So let me mark that down. Ape and go. Z, V, K. Okay, I'm trying to look. There's somewhere here how to count. You got to give me a minute. I want to find this. I want to show it to you. I thought it was very interesting, and it has to be I believe it has to be understood. Separating the more we can separate our time to count in Hebrew. No, I don't want to count. How to write 10, 11. How to write 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in Hebrew. It's not giving me example ordinal numbers. Hold on a second. Wow. Just give me. I'm gonna look on my other page. Just give me a minute. If you need to take a break, take a break. I really want to find this. Okay, let me see. I might have it here. Yes, I do. I got it. Yay. I'm very excited.
I'm going to do a second video on the Hebrew letters. That when you look at the Hebrew letters, when you have 11, you have 10 and 1. You have 10 and 2.
Wow.
You have 10 and 3. You have 10
Hold on a second. I don't even know where that is.
When you get to 15, you have 9. So when you have 10 and 4,
hold on. Where is this?
4, 1 and 3.
Okay. Let me show you here. Okay. So here's the video. Hold on a second.
The letters that when you look at the Hebrew letters, when you have 11, you have 10 and 1. You have 10 and 2. You have 10 and 3. You have 10 and 4. And then when you get to
whoops, sorry about that. Hold on a second.
9.
Whoa.
You have 10 and 4. You have
hold on a second.
1 and 3. 1 and 2.
This is not good. Hold on. We're not in the right spot. Okay, let me back this one up. Hold on. Sorry.
I'm going to do a second video on
Okay.
the Hebrew letters. That when you look at the Hebrew letters, when you have 11, you have 10 and 1. You have 10 and 2.
Okay, so when you had 11, they used Yod. They used 10. And then when they got to 13, right, they used 10 and 3. Gimel, Yod Gimel. And when they got to 14, okay, let me just advance it a little bit. Okay, when they went to 14, so 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And once you got to 14, then they went to Tate. And Tate is number 9. So once they got here, birth began at number 15, where Mars comes in. 16. Only 15 and 16. 5 and 1, 6. 6 and 1, 7. Mars and Earth is where the birth. And then right away, boom, they go back to Yud, the mirror world. 17, 18, and 19. Mars, the sun, and the moon. So I just wanted to show you that before I ended the videos. I'm ready to take any questions you have for me. I think we're going to just like end it right over here or something. Let me read where the comments are. Let me see what this says. Demons, demons on Monday. I don't know. DE is from the sun. It's our birth on the 29th day. The reverse alphabet is VC. VC, 4 and 7. Energy, time, cross, Jesus. Also part of 1776 connection. 37 is 2 times 37 is 74, but also 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 7 is 5, so it creates 11. It now creates 2. The end result is 2 with that number. 22 ape, yes, that will be the beginning of the division between night and day. Starts on 22. 22 is also for go. Go is usually related to after you stop or the light is green. If the light is green, you've now mixed it with your number 92 and your 40. 92 and 40 is 132. And then we're going to do mathematical equations with that number, always between the numbers 3 and the number 4, because that's the smallest number that separates all the numbers, 3 and 4. So I'm going to multiply something. In order to make a number perfect, I'll multiply it by 3 and add 1 or 2 or minus 1 or 2. Or I'll multiply it by 4 and then add 1, 2, or 3 or minus 1, 2, or 3. So that's how that equation works. And it doesn't matter what it is. There's no bias in this. Okay, now if you want to look at what the omega is, it's a ring around the collar. It's 277s. VW, the Fox. So I had a little design to show you what I believe could be the omega. I have one of my designs. I'm not sure where all the designs are, but this over here, right? You come in and you come in and you keep a life on one side. I'm trying to envision it so I can draw the design. So what would be the omega, right? Would it be here and here, and then you'd run I'm trying to see which way this should be. So what it would do, it would just encompass. See the way, right? It would encompass somehow. It would encompass these 3. See this V over here? This is where the heart is actually created. These are both hearts, right? 1 heart, and then 2 hearts come together, and you can encompass it here. You can also see it as the Pac-Man if you want, right? But this is where you're right. We can also do it this way, so I'm not really sure which way it should be done. It's questionable. Yeah, let me see what else. Pac-Man, yeah, Pac-Man. Cap, pack, tack. AC, again, when the AC comes, the combination, again, you're connected to the moon. When the P comes, you're looking at P. The P is I'm not sure if we would go as opposite. You see in roulette, 16 and 19 are one above the other, right? But the reality is the opposite of 16 is 21. Because the complete board, the reconnection of the 36 numbers is always going to equal, 1 second. The 36 numbers are always going to equal 37. And the alphabet, 26 numbers, will also always equal to 27. And this is 27, 3 by 3 by 3, the three little pigs. The wolf, reverse, go with the flow. Just give it back to whom it belongs, to the serpent skin lent to us on borrowed time. Absolutely. Remember, now you answered one of those questions I asked myself today. And the borrowed time is the ass, is the donkey, right? Pin the tail on the donkey. So that is your borrowed time. Now, why would that be? What is it that reflects us of what is borrowed time? Why is it borrowed? It's not that we borrowed it. What did we borrow? What did we do? Why do we need to use that expression? Also, the word hollow is within it. Yes, we're just maybe thanking the earth. If we can't speak to something other than use it for an element of science in which we fail 99 or 999 times out of 100, where in nature, where we don't communicate with nature, but we can communicate with nature by feeding, by giving the proper nurture to the earth that it grows. You can't say dumb. Can you say dumb? Hey, earth, get up and walk away. You can't say that to the earth. You can say to the earth, grow. And was the system that we're living in, wherever it was created for the elements that were already here? The elements, I don't want to get into what was here first, the chicken or the egg, okay? But obviously, something was. And I'm just working from the cobweb of everything in between to restructure so that once we know I'd like to be able to somehow, there can be a huge belief that the alphabet, right, and a lot of things in this world was created on purpose. What do you call it? It was created, it was planned out. There was a blueprint. There was a blueprint for this and a blueprint for this. And it came out so perfect. Do you think man guessed it just like that? That human just guessed it to make this? Not only that, although this is reverse 7, we have to change the dots. I have to put 2 on this side and 4 on this side, 2 on this side and 6 on this side, 2 on this side and 1 on this side, and do it to the whole thing so I can better understand the completion, and then maybe move it up. Do I have to move it up? Put 8 dots. Well, I got 8 void. Put 7 dots. I got 7 void. And then 3, 6, 4, 5, they mirror each other. That's right. 3, 6, 4, 5. It's ironic. Where 6 equals 9, 4 and 5 equals 9. 3, 6, 4, 5, to where 6, 5 equals 11, and 3, 4 equals to 7. 7 come 11 is exactly what this cube is. 9 and 9 take away 7 is 11. 7 come 11 is this complete cube. We're going to end it for that. Oh my God, we're never going to stop. We're never going to stop. Peace and love, everybody. Share the good word that there's an answer to a question that has not been asked and can mathematically be equated. Thank you for watching this video. Cheers. Henderson. You are the only mind I know. Let me try and understand this. You are the only mind I know that thrills in chasing them. Chasing. What do you mean chasing what? What am I chasing? What do I have to know? Yeah, I'm going to rest in a minute. That's okay. But what do I need to know? It's very important that we keep learning. We're coming to the end of this. It's just getting it's very difficult, and it's become very easy. I feel like, Neil Anderson at the end, he was just dodging the bullets. That's what I feel like when I find out all this information, like all these new connections. They all connect. They're numbers. They're numbers. And I just find new equations all the time. Oh, yeah. You mean chasing down the results? Oh, there's so many things, but still some of the stuff has to be discussed, that it still makes rational sense, that you know what I'm saying? And coincidence is good. Coincidence is very good. 1, 8, and 9. 1, 8, and 9, 2, 8, and 9, 3, 8, and 9, 4, 8, and 9. I have to write that down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to, up to, up to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 1 second. 1, 8, 9, 2, 8, 9, 3, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9. 10, 5, 9, 1, 5, 9. Okay, the reason I said this is because once you mention 1 and 2, you're going to put them together. If you mention 3, it's because 1 and 2 are together. If you mention 4, it's with void. All you're doing is creating the house, because 2 and 4 are the dividing house. You see these over here, right? These are your reflection, where it starts right over here. These two come into this one over here. But when these two come together, there is no dot in the center. So you see how it works? So that would be your 4 and 6. So when your 1 and 4 comes together, and your 2 and 3 comes together, you're now going to have 5 and 5, and now you can. That's where the spirit of 76 comes out. Anyways, I don't know if I explained that properly, but there's a huge difference when these. Now, if you're going to get the first number is 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or of 9, well, we have it over here. This needs 2 numbers, each one of these to create. This one is a pair of numbers. It's 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3. It's 1 and 4, 2 and 3. The invert of this is 6 and 2, 5 and 3, 4 and 4. The invert to this is 6 and 3 and 5 and 4. So this will be 99, 55, and this will be 68, 68, 68. So now I know where everything divides because of this. And it's all told to me because of that, and that, and that, and the keyword. Stargate. Within the realm, see that? The 2 moons between 9 and 0, it's inside your birth of Mars. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 9 and any of these numbers will be the same. 8 and any of these numbers, okay, is going to revert. Usually, what is it? Let me see what it is. 8 and 7 is going to go down to 6. 8 and 6 is going to go down to 5. 8 and 5 will go to 4. 8 and 4 will go to 3. 8 and 3 will go to 2. So just understanding how we move when we add a number. If we go 7 and 6 equals to 4. So 8 and 7 equals to 15. 1 and 5 is 6, right? So 7 and 6 is 13, right? 1 and 3 is 4. Now we skip a number. So 8 goes 1 number, 7 skips 2 numbers. So now we're going to go 6 and 5, and you're going to go, boom, I'm going to jump 2 numbers. And then 5 and 4 is 9, and I'm going to jump up 4 numbers. So that's how I understand to play that. Just new equations. Okay, I'm tired. I'm tired. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right. It's either 6, 7, 8, 9 or 5, 6, 7, 8. The bookends are 5 and 9. 3 and 9. 99 reboot. Reboot TV, television. Stargates or number 27, Bill Gates. Yeah, everybody's been chosen. Trump, number 88. Red and blue, number 88. Nighty night. Pass it on, show my stuff around, take some pictures, send it out there. We got to broaden the channel. We need more eyes, more people talking about this. Thank you. It really never says anything to me like, not like, but I really feel like this information is pertinent for a very, you know what I'm saying? This is very fine. How can I say it? We can learn this, but we need to be able to do a little bit more with it. I need to do a little bit more with it, connecting to the constellations, the planets, just connecting everywhere, right down to, oh, my blood, oh, my heart, my liver, every piece and part of your body, every element that's ever existed, the entire periodic table, just the names of our vitamins or the names of anything is going to tell you something mathematically towards the truth of that reality. Peace and love. Utah borders. Oh, ice cubes are your best friend.